Hello class, good morning. Today we are going to see how to make a connectivity with the database, what the codes we will write to get the data from the database, to insert the data from the database, all the things we will see here. So first of all, before going to make a connectivity, I have to work with mysql. Here, whatever the password you have used, my password is here because, so I'm using because here. After that, look here, mysql is connected. Next, need to check here how many database we have made here. So databases I'm writing here, and I'm going to use because in that I want to show how many tables I have made. So I have used here show tables command, and in the student, how many records are there? So select asterisk from student. That much records are there. This database I will connect with our my Python program, and we will see how to display the data, these all things, how we will write the query, these all things I will show you. So come here. Okay, so I have to close this and I have to open the ideally of the Python, idle of the Python, idle editor. So it is opened here, and now click on the new file. And here I have to write the command import mysql dot connector as mysql. I can use here only mysql dot connector, but every time I have to use the mysql connector as a module, so I have renamed with a short name. That's why I have written here import mysql dot connector as mysql. Now I have to write here db is equal to mysql have a one function that name is a connect. In that we have to write here host is equal to localhost comma user is equal to root and comma password, not full password, pass and wd we have to write is equal to whatever the password we have used. And if we want to select the database here also, then we will write here the name of the database, and I'm going to also work on the because. Clear? And then I will save this program with the name, and I'm going to save on the desktop, and I will run this one. After executing, if you are getting any error or any error message, that means your database is not connected, and if it is not, then there is no any error, our database is connected. We have also one short form db dot is connected function print. We can show here database connection connected successfully, else print error. Look here, database connected connection is successfully. So you can also check. After the checking, whenever we want to execute, so I need one cursor, and the cursor is equal to what? db dot cursor. Cursor is also there. Clear? Now after creating the cursor, whatever the command we have a two-way. Either I may write here cursor dot execute, and in that I may write the direct query select asterisk from where? From student. Or I may used here one variable st for the query, and in this variable I may use here select st from where, from the student. And then whenever I need to execute this query in the cursor.execute method, I will write here st and the query will execute. You have a both way. You can write directly in the cursor.execute function, select st from the student, or you can use one separate variable. Any variable name you can use. St is equal to select st from the student, and cursor.execute you can write. After executing, if we are going to, so let me to remove this one because okay, data is equal to, I have to write here cursor dot fetch all. This method will read all the data, and then I will all the data, it is available in the what, data variable in the form of tuple, nested tuple. Look here, if I am displaying here, it will display. It is a combination of list and tuple. Clear? So here, to read the data one by one, what we will use, I have to use the functions. I have to use the loop for I, yeah, for each row in a data, and then I will write here print row. So you will see all the records, it will come in the separate line. Look here, first record is this, second record is this. If you want to change this display style, so my dear student, now you have to access one by one. The first value is a id, second value is the first name, like that you can access. That means if you will access here one by one, so what you have to write, you have to write once again, I know very well, for call in a row, clear, and then print call comma and is equal to this one, and then after that we have to change the line, so like that. Look here, it will come one by one all records. Look, you have to arrange it according to the space, whatever the space you are managing, whatever the format style you are selecting, you can express one by one value. First value is a what, like that. So these all things, it is a what for the displaying, my dear student. If you want, you can use in a separate functions. Depth, I can make here display, and here these all things I can do with the tabs. So now you will see it will not work properly, because until you will not call the display method, till that this code will not execute. So I have to call here as a what, display method. So after calling, it will execute. Okay, same like that you can make here to the for the insertion also. So I'm going to make one functions. Now I will show all the things by using the function is a insert data, and in that again I have to write the query st is equal to, first of all I'm going to take f name as an input, f name sorry, input, and here I have to write enter the name, and then name is equal to input, again I have to write here enter the last name, and here I will do enter the first name. Only two value I'm going to insert, and let me to select the id. Id is equal to, I have taken also input take, I will take id, but in the case of id you have to do the proper selection, because my dear student, if the id is already inserted, it will create the problem, enter the id. So better that the id you have to generate by yourself. And here I have to write the query st is equal to insert into student, and I need only into three columns: id comma f name comma l name comma. One more thing you have to do, because the values, and when you will write the values, if the value is in integer, you have to open curly braces and you have to close. If the value it is in the string format, then inverted comma, inside inverted comma you have to write the curly braces. Again, inside inverted comma you have to write the curly braces, then bracket close, then double quotes close, and dot. You have to write here format functions for the string. This was value in a string, and we have to insert in the first bracket id, so I have to write here first curly braces id, so I have to write here id, then I have to write here f name, then I have to write here l name, and then this one I will execute cursor dot execute inside which here, inside the st, and then to get inserted value inside the database, we have to write here db.commit. Okay, I have to call this function, so I will write here insert data 12. 12 already inserted, it will show the error 100%. Okay, let error what it come. Look here. Okay, maybe here it is a student id, column name must be remember, and this is student l name. Now this is id. Okay, again we have done mistake here. Unknown column student f name. That means the f name we have written it is not correct. Name of the columns f name. L name it is correct. So here we have to write again first name, because now what is the error? Unknown column f name in the field list. So my dear students, these things will happen also with you if you will not remember the proper database column names. So let me to click here, use Vikas, and then describe student table to get a proper name. Oh, only student ID and we have to use F name and L name. So here only we have to use here what? F name and here L name. Now we have to execute this, remove this, close it, and again execute. So here value is there, name Palvi Shukla. Look here, value is inserted in on this ID. If you want to see here, write the query, select asterisk from where, from student, and see here the last value is inserted here. Okay, so like that we can do the insert functions, like that we can do the delete function also. These things you have to understand very nicely. If you are writing the query and you are sending some value by taking the input, so you have to use this format strings. Clear? Where the value are integer, no need to write with inverted comma, like that we have written here without inverted comma. If the value is in a string, inverted comma. So thank you class. I hope you have inserted I hope you have understand how to work with the Python with MySQL connect. Thank you.